Hello everybody. In this video, we're going to explore a time frame within 30 million years after the Epaktesion mass extinction that was caused by a plague, after which a great explosion of biodiversity started. This video is going to cover only half of the Epaktesion explosion. But before that, I would like to advise you, that if you like the content I generally produce, you might want to like and subscribe, in order to not miss any of that. With that out of the way, let's begin. So, what happened? Well, previously, a mass extinction event struck the planet. Because of all the animal corpses lying everywhere on the ocean floor, naturally, the remainder of the Epaktesion species, which are scavengers, would dramatically increase and experience rapid diversification in order to fill many of the now left vacant niches. Also, due to this massive increase in corpses, which would result in a massive amount of marine snow in the bottom of the ocean, which would then in turn trigger many animal species to move there, including some Epaktesion subspecies. However, they would not only have to compete with each other, but with the already present predator species there that survived, which would then also increase in biodiversity due to all that food being available. Such case is the Profundactico, descending from the Doliaskis. It has also got bioluminescence, although not only is it concentrated near the head, as to be more efficient in attacking any prey that comes towards it, but has also evolved the ability to turn it on and off, as to not attract any potential predators or competitors in the times it is not eating. Furthermore, it has also started to develop fins from their gills, which would allow for an efficient diffusion of oxygen while the animal is not swimming. Another predator of the deep is the Profundactico, which means deep scavenger. It also evolved from the Doliaskis, although it evolved smaller than its actively predating cousin, as to be able to live off of less food. Another descendant of the Doliaskis is the Rostratella. It evolved, once other, bigger animals started moving towards the deeper parts of the oceans as well, and became smaller, in order for it to not only need less resources to live, but also for its target to be less likely to notice it. Because of that, its beak structure will shift to a more sharp one in order for it to efficiently attach itself to bigger prey, as well as additionally developing an anesthetic, which will numb the pain caused by this parasite. It will get most of its energy by sucking nutrients from the organism it's attached to, and will live longer lifespans, so it's more likely to successfully reproduce. Additionally, a clade of Epaktesion would move into deeper parts of the ocean, but will quickly shift its lifestyle so it hunts and consumes live prey. Due to its new environment, it will likely partially or entirely lose its color-changing skin abilities, as they will not be needed anymore. It will become an apex predator because of its teeth, with different species evolving different shapes of teeth, with different functions. It may develop a longer, more slender body, along with a pair of primitive fins that will evolve from gills, as to swim faster and more efficiently. Most times, it'll simply glide through the waters, though it will be able to perform sudden outbursts of motion, just as similarly shaped animals, such as the moray eels, do on Earth. Now, back to the shallower waters. Some species that will descend from the ancient Bartskas will most definitively adapt for more brownish color as they would live in reefs of the Vatapes that evolved in the last episode. Not only that, they would also evolve for a bright spot on their heads, that will purposefully mimic the colors of the flowers of these corals, which will attract their pollinators, which will then in turn be attacked and eaten by these Epaktesion. Note, that this is only a single species, and that this tactic of hunting will more than likely be implemented by other groups of arthropods, which is what we're going to call these animals with exoskeletons, that also evolved from the Palfkas, if you recall them from the second episode of this planet Rust Aria. Due to that, some of these pollinators, such as the Plakiscus, which means platefish, would have to evolve. Its ancestors would at first evolve tougher skin, combined with a more circular shape, as to make it being grappled by the pincers of the Epaktesion way harder. Other species that would evolve from the same ancestors as them would likely evolve better sight in order to spot the Epaktesion more easily, followed by various adaptations for more efficient outbursts of swimming, so it would also evolve a more slender body, just as the Prophili which we previously talked about did. Some descendants of Epaktesion are likely to adapt to eating those clawed arthropods. For that, they will have to acquire multiple adaptations, such as sharper teeth that will be moved up the mouth, better eyesight to spot them, tougher skin, and possibly a primitive pairs of fins. Along with all that, they will also have to increase in size in order to consume the Epaktesion, so it will reach up from 30 centimeters to 50 centimeters at max, rather than their usual prey, which will generally grow to a size of 17 centimeters in most cases. This animal will be dubbed Epaktesion, which means lobster eater. Meanwhile, both the deep seas and the shores will face drastic diversification, the open waters will follow suit. The Epaktesion from the last episode is likely to develop light-sensitive spots on its head and on the sides of its body, which will function as primitive eyes. Due to finding food becoming easier with that, its whiskers are likely to disappear, further decreasing drag from the water as well. Due to these adaptations, the descendants of the Epaktesion would be more likely to find success in its ecological niches and diversify due to its lack of competition. The fictional, which means algae eater, would adapt to consume colonies of Ocranum, as you may recall from the second episode, despite its carnivorous ancestry. As a result, the toxophyte, which means poisonous or toxic plant, might develop some sort of poison, in order to deter the fictional from consuming it. An animal that may evolve in the open waters might be the Epaktesion, which means predator fish. It will evolve parallelly with the Epaktesion, and will be closely related. However, unlike its arthropod-eating cousin, it will venture out into the open ocean, due to which it might slightly increase in size and bulkiness due to agility not being needed so much when not living in coral reefs, further develop its fins, grow sharper and larger teeth, and will also probably improve its eyesight even more. As well as all that, it is likely to change its coloration from a beige or brownish one, to one that will better camouflage it in the ocean. However, due to the rise of the fictional species, a rapid diversification event within the descendants of the Ocranum will begin as well. Some other organisms from this time period are ones, such as Hortophysis, Abnancona, Dilatrinquilla, Petricis, Gymnovermis, Vithisermis, Thoricosmiscus, Platios, Mochioma etc. But before this episode ends, I'll have to show you how the planet looked during the first half of the Epaktesion explosion, and the pre-explosion Epaktesion period. Thank you for watching.